Good evening. Tonight we are here to talk about USAID's process for building autonomous thinkers through the problem-based learning plan.
As you can clearly see, this is a step-by-step process. We are going to take you step-by-step through a task to give you a better understanding of how the process works. The first step of the rollout is to introduce an essential question.
For this particular task, students are asked to use their prior knowledge to design a toothpaste box, find the volume, and calculate shipping expenses.
Now it's time for students to think about what skills need to be used to complete this task. They preview the task and discuss with their partner. Multiply, and then the activity on your task. Okay, convert into okay. These skills are listed and discussed as a whole class. Students recognize they will be converting, rounding, finding volume, and multiplying and dividing.
Next, students will participate and then no need to know protocol.
This can be done in many ways. For this test, students are asked to use sticky notes to write something they know or they wonder about the project. These are brought to a central location and are discussed as a whole class. Students recognize that they know how to round, convert, multiply, and divide. They wonder how they will be grouped, what materials will be used, and if their project will be three-dimensional.
Here's our finished no need to know chart.
The last step in the rollout is to write a hypothesis. Here, students think about the task and make predictions.
For this task, students are asked to predict the size of the box they are making, predict how many will fit into a 36 by 36 by 24 larger box, and calculate the shipping.
Students are given ample time to think and write about this.
Hypothesis is that the size of my box will be 6 by 4 by 3 inches. I think the number of boxes that will fit into a 36 by 36 by 24 box will be about 75 toothpaste box. The cost of shipping will probably be about $42 a big box. My hypothesis is that my box will be around 8 inches by 8 inches by 2 inches. I think a 36 by 36 by 24 box will fit around 30 boxes and will be about $10 to ship. The next step is the research and explore step. Before students can work on their own, there is a whole group discussion about the process.
Here, teachers may model note-taking strategies, provide research guidance, and answer clarifying questions.
Next, students will solve and compare. They will work together or individually to answer the driving question.
4.06 centimeters. Yep. 5.24 centimeters. Yep.
Yeah, that was already put on there.
Yeah, but anyways. After this is complete, students will compare their findings to original hypothesis and report this in a Type 2 writing.
Here you can see students took their new learning and applied it to their own box to make sure that they had their calculations correct.
My original hypothesis was off by over 1,000 boxes. The price for shipping was off by just about $500. My original hypothesis was off by over 8,000 boxes for how many little boxes would fit in the big box.
The final steps for our PBL process is for students to defend, create an artifact, and present to an audience. For this particular task, students were clearly asked to create a toothpaste box which was attractive and which would encourage people to buy their brand of toothpaste.
Toothpaste box. The brand is called Sparkle Paste. The dimensions are 8.5 inches by 1.75 inches by The total volume of one box is 22.3125 inches. The volume of a big box is 31,104 inches.
Here are some examples of additional artifacts. For this brochure, students were supposed to create a travel brochure for the Susan Constant on the voyage to Jamestown. Here, students were asked to create an advertisement for a low-flow shower head. They used data to encourage people to buy their product. Here, students calculated how much trash is produced by student lunches. They wrote a letter to Mr. Rock encouraging a change in policies. Here, students created a Prezi examining the most successful apps for Android. Here, Mrs. Luce's third graders expressed creatively why they love our problem-based learning process.
Before I started performance tests, it was a lot harder to grasp what I was learning, but now since I've started performance tests, it's been a lot easier.
When I did a performance test, I remember I think I was going to cry because I thought it was so hard in 4th grade, and I was like, this is taking forever. Why would you do this, like get through this much stuff? But now it's super easy, and I just got done with the performance test in like 5 minutes.
As you can see, this type of learning can be a bit messy sometimes, but we feel that it's the best way for students to learn.